Good morning, everyone. Happy Good Friday. I hope you're enjoying the beginning of the Easter weekend. Super late video this week. I apologize for that. Just one of those things kept getting busier and busier and didn't have time to make this video. So I'm going to keep this one super short just to let you know that to kind of compensate for the fact that this video was late and the discussion post had a couple of instructions that were a little bit vague and not well explained. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everyone a couple of extra days to get this week's discussion post done. It's kind of important because what you're doing with this discussion post is finding the sources that will help you speak to the theme that you're going to analyze and discuss from the short story. So everyone will have until Tuesday night at midnight to get this post up. And then, of course, after that, the only assignment for week 12, which, can you believe, it's week 12, will be just to write the essay. I am currently working through grades for Essay 2. So hopefully by the time you guys start working on that, you'll have gotten feedback for Essay 2. Essay 3 will be due the following Monday. What will that be? That will be April 8th. Don't have my calendar in front of me right now. It's been kind of a wild week, so apologize for that. Anyway, this week's discussion post is 100% about just finding the sources that you'll use for your essay. You need 2 at least, but no more than 3. So we're not doing a tremendously in-depth research assignment here. All we're basically doing is finding a couple sources that will help us talk about real-world implications of the themes that we want to discuss from the essay. So again, if we've been talking about Yellow Wallpaper or A Story of an Hour, both of those stories kind of take place at the turn of the 20th century America, Victorian America, if you will. Both of those stories kind of deal vaguely with, not vaguely, but deal generally with women's rights, women's issues, women's mental health, the healthcare related to giving birth and having children, the limitations of traditional marriage in the eyes of some women at the time. So any attempt to kind of discuss those themes would require us to have sources to help us do so, because none of us were alive at turn of the 20th century American. So we may know generally about what life was like and what the world was like, but we need more specifics than we might have offhand. And your average person who might not know that much about the topic or the time period, for the sake of research, needs to be able to double check your work, and not only just double check, but look into where you got your information and learn more if they want. That's kind of what the goal of a research paper is, the goal of citing sources is. And so this week is just about finding a couple of sources to help you speak to the real world implications of the theme. The stories that are up for grabs are all listed in the prompt. Just to make it clear, I'm not allowing an essay on either Yellow Wallpaper or Story of an Hour, simply because those stories have been kind of exemplified in our discussion this week. But basically any other story that was up for grabs for the last essay is up for grabs for this one. The goal of some of the research, well, not the goal, but the avenue of research that you might avail yourself of could either be research through our own library, or research just generally on the internet, Googling stuff. If you took English 1010, which I'm pretty sure everybody did, then some way, somehow, you probably had some kind of research tutorial, some kind of library orientation. I'm going to stand on your education from last semester just a little bit, not go super far into the ins and outs of how you explore research, but I am going to assign the library orientation just to kind of give you a refresher in case you need it. It really doesn't matter to me whether or not you get your sources from the internet or from the library. However, if you get your sources from the internet, you have to understand that the internet is full of a lot of crap, to put it bluntly. And not everything that you get, certainly not in that first page of results when you Google something, is the most credible source. A lot of times the first sources that you get are those that have paid to get prioritized in a search engine, and that's not credible. And then, of course, you'll get millions of hits for just about anything you search on Google, and no one expects you to go through millions of articles to find something, but just that number should indicate to you that not everything out there is great. Not everything out there is a quality source written by an expert with a certain amount of knowledge and credibility. And so if you get your sources from the internet, I'm going to ask that as a manner of, or as a means of verifying for the credibility of your sources, that you complete a source evaluation scorecard. And I'll link to that in the announcement with this video. It is available in the Unit 3 section of course content. And what that is basically just a list of questions that you are going to be asked to answer about the source. Things like who the author is, how old the source was, who the target audience seems to be, how the source proves their claims, how do they support their claims. And as you answer those questions, you'll give points, you'll take away points. And ultimately, the goal will be, as you see at the bottom of that page, there's a scale for not credible, somewhat credible, and likely credible. So for this paper, I'm going to ask that you find sources that are at least in that somewhat credible range or higher. And I will, as you post these sources in your discussion post, ask you to verify that you have done your due diligence when it comes to these sources and post a score from the source card. Now, I will say that that is only for sources that you get from the internet. If you get your sources from the library, you do not have to do that. And the reality really boils down to the fact that someone has already done that for the sources that are available through the library. If an article exists on one of the databases we have access to, those databases are curated, which means that somebody has already gone through and asked and answered those questions. And so if you get your source from any of the library database sources, you don't have to fill out a source evaluation scorecard. But if you get your source from just a random internet page or from a Google search, I am going to ask that you fill that scorecard out so that I can tell that you've at least given some thought towards vouching for the credibility of the sources that you use for this paper. This is college, and not everything goes. This isn't Bedlam. This isn't anarchy, right? So, but basically that's the work for this week, or the weekend, as it were. And like I said, I'll give you a couple of extra days to compensate for the fact that these instructions are coming just a little bit late, and I apologize for that. If you have any questions about any of these things, just let me know. I've already received some emails. Hopefully this video addresses some of that. If other questions arise, let me know. I will change the due dates for everything to be Tuesday night at midnight. And then next week, of course, the goal will simply be to write the essay. So if you are struggling with any of that, struggling with finding a couple sources, or struggling with how to approach the essay assignment, reach out to me. Let me know. I'll be happy to help. In the meanwhile, try to enjoy your Easter weekend, and I will post with another update next week. Enjoy yourself. Write hard. Let me know if I can help. Cheers.